Hello friends, happy spring. I'm calling it spring. Today we are starting kind of a week in my life, several days in my life as we prepare for spring. If you don't know, I think spring is March, April, May. It starts in March 20th, I think technically, and ends June 20th, which just seems wrong. Like that doesn't seem right, so I disagree. I think it's March, April, May. So that's how we celebrate it in our house. This week I am doing everything that I can to prepare for spring. I'm redecorating our house. I'm planning out my business for the quarter. I'm kind of thinking about how do I want to dress? How do I want to feel? What do I want this season of my life to look like? What are my big goals for the quarter? All of that good stuff. And I am bringing you along for all of it. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. I'm going to try and keep it to a reasonable amount of time, but I don't typically do like day in the life, so I'm gonna have to get less long-winded. All of that to say, today is Wednesday. I have had quite the day so far. It's been just kind of a little chaotic. I'm hanging on by a thread, friends. That's the truth. But this day is gonna be fun. It's gonna be like 70 degrees today. We're going to Target. I have a couple of things I wanna get there. I wanna get new sheets. I wanna update our sheets for spring. I wanna switch to linen. We switched to flannel for winter and it was awesome. We loved it. It was so cozy. It made our bed feel so comforting. So I just wanna do the same thing for spring, bring in some spring sheets. So I'm gonna pick up some sheets. I'm also going to get a new bag. I've been using bags that I bought for travel. I'll show you. I have this backpack, which is kind of like a nylon material. And then I have this fanny pack, which I bought for Bali specifically. I believe I bought them both for Bali. You might remember if that's not true. I can't remember. But I think I bought them both for Bali because I needed like bags to take around with me while I was adventuring. Bag and stuff just wouldn't have worked. So all of that to say, they're not like super well made. I don't think they can like handle day-to-day use. I also feel like it's a little more casual than I want to be. I have a wallet that I love that I used to use all the time, and I need to just put all the fanny pack stuff back in the wallet. And then today I want to get a new bag. So I'm going to get a new laptop bag, get some new sheets, and then I'm going to look around for some spring stuff. We're doing decor in our house for spring this weekend. You'll be here for that. And so I just want to see if there's anything I want. Like little bibs and bobs. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I'd like to get a couple of little things if there's stuff that catches my eye. That being said, right now what time is it? I have like 30 minutes before I need to leave for therapy. So I think I'm going to use that 30 minutes to get started on a new bullet journal. I like to do my bullet journals by quarter. So this one, who's been well loved, is just like, I am like right here. We had December, January, and February in this one. And I've decided for the year, I'm gonna use these like soft cover, expanded moleskin journals. I think that I like it. I like the vibe. So I'm going to close this one out, and then I already have my new one that I'm gonna kind of get set up to begin. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do like my full quarterly setup right now, but I can like, you know, do like a little chunk of it, at least get started, and we'll finish the rest later. So that is the plan for today. So let us get our bullet journals closed and set up. Okay, so I got to close out the last book, which is basically just labeling. I went through and taped, like washi taped, like important pages I might want to like reference whenever. I'll eventually take this tab out, but it's still like in February, so I still need it. But once February's over, I'll take it out and we'll put it in the shelf. And then I got a little start on this one. I've just started the book log. I still need to fill it in, color it, kind of decide how I'm gonna structure it still. But I feel like that's a healthy start for the time that we had. I am running a little bit late. My alarm went off and I wanted to finish up a couple of things. So I should probably get to move on and get to therapy. And then after therapy, I'll check in when we are at Target. Hello, I just got out of Target. Listen, I am still unsure about my bangs. Sometimes I think I love them, and then sometimes I think it looks like this is my hair, and I have like a Dwight Schrute haircut. But we'll see. The woman who works at the Starbucks in the Target, I was just kind of like, I'm unsure of what I want. I feel like I always get the same kind of things, and I'm just struggling to mix it up because it's always, you know, the menu's the same. So she recommended Toffee Nut. It was very good. I think, you know, I've had Toffee Nut before, but this time it really tasted like butter pecan ice cream, and I was here for it. I thought we could do a little car haul before I head home of the things that I got at Target. I didn't get a ton of stuff, which I'm pretty proud of. It wasn't cheap though, so I don't know where the money, I don't know which, I think it was the sheets. But I got some new gardening gloves, riveting. I always leave them outside and then they get messed up, so this year I'm keeping them inside with my shears, and then maybe they won't get ruined. I got this. It's like they call it a trinket box. It was $5. And I just thought it was beautiful. They had pink ones too, but I opted for the green. Also got these, which I will say the carrots aren't really my vibe, but I just think they're so beautiful. They feel very spring-like. And they were also just $5. So not mad at that either. These little like labels, these linen Casa Luna sheets. Obi gave me the go ahead on a green, like a mint green. So look, it's like a sage green, mint sage, who used to know. But I feel really good about those. And then I got a new bag. I've gotten several Target bags. Here's the dilemma, is that they do die pretty fast and they're always like the same. Do you feel that way? Like every Target laptop bag kind of looks and feels the same. And maybe it is actually just the same bag in different colors. But either way, I got another one. I really like this color, so that's a win. And it has like the hand straps, but also the shoulder strap, which I like. And then it has like the 3 pockets, which that's all you can ask for. You know what I mean? Like how creative can a laptop bag be? Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. I know what day it is. It has been a minute since we vlogged. I was planning to vlog some things yesterday, but quite frankly, yesterday was pretty intense in terms of schedule, so it just didn't make sense to add in more. So today we're gonna play a little bit of catch up. Today we're going to do all of the office style planning, like things I need to do for work, content planning, goal setting. I got updated things for my clipboards. We're gonna switch into my new bag from my old bag. And then tomorrow we'll do all the household things like clean the side porch, get the house ready for spring. So I think it's gonna be fun. I know it's been a minute since we've done just like a day in the lifestyle vlog, and maybe y'all are ready for that. So I think that's what we'll do next week. But I'm excited about our little spring theme here. Yeah, I think it's fun to bring you along on this process that is, I think, really gonna set the tone for a great spring. Lots more fun and pleasure than if I didn't go through this whole process. So I think what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and switch out my bag. Let me go get my wallet. Okay, so we're moving from this bag with this fanny pack, which I really love this fanny pack. I just need it to be for travel specifically, and I don't want to kill it. And then for this wallet and this laptop bag. I feel really good about that. Okay, so that is done. That feels so much better. And now we're going to change out the clipboards.
Beautiful.
You think it's gonna be nice?
Girl, I think you're the most perfect little flower goddess. I love you. I'm obsessed with everything about you.
I'm so sorry.
You're like my Grecian fantasy. Does that make sense? Like, to me, no matter what you're wearing, your hair is always up like that. You're wearing a little white gown that clings to your body in the wind. And we're talking about poetry and philosophy, and you're picking flowers. And like, you reach into a clump of grasses that have no flowers, but you pull out like the most beautiful wildflowers that are like not there before.
I'm like magical in this world.
Yeah, you're magical in every way.
Okay, so this is what they're looking like. I'm not sold on this one. I feel like it's like a little, all of my attention's going there, but I really like the quote. Maybe I'll make my own version of it. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and pull up my Notion and type these in as goals. Keep my goals in a page like this, kind of like that, and then, and I do them as like little toggles, if you were wondering. So for career, I wanted to make content on Reels at least 3 times a week. I've definitely done more than that. My website was broken. I wanted to fix my website. I wanted to film a desk tour. I wanted to make a shop my desk page on Amazon, and I did all of that. I met all of my career goals. Recreation, I wanted to go to the movies alone and finish a scarf for the kiddo. I did finish a scarf. I did not go to the movies alone. I went to the movies with the kiddo, but not by myself. And health, I wanted to go to the gym 3 times a week. Did that. I wanted to only eat out once per week. We did that. And I wanted to drink enough water every day. Did that. Relationships, I wanted to have lunch with my friend Hannah, but I got sick, so we have to reschedule. So that's gonna stay on the list for this month. I said I wanted to be an independent person that knows where he ends and I begin because Obi and I can be really like entwined to where like his emotions are my emotions. If he's busy, I feel busy, and I have to really like, where does he end and I begin? Where does he end and I begin? And remember that like I'm my own person. And then keep reading The Artist Way with Obes, which we've done pretty well at. We kind of, I think, dropped off a little bit in February. Like we're really on the kiddos weeks. We haven't been reading. We're still checking in at night, but we're not reading as much. But I want to get back on that because it really helps us both. And just personally, I wanted to really enjoy my morning routine, which I did, and then do just one thing for the pleasure of it, and I did that. So those were my goals last month. This month, I want to think about my career. I might have to take a second because I think I have some other things I need to think through, but recreation, I want to go to the movies alone. And I want to finish my paint by number. And then play tennis at least once. All right, and then health, I am gonna continue to go to the gym 3 times a week. I think that that's still a solid goal for me. I also think it's still a solid goal to only eat out once per week because I think that's not always the easiest. And then I think drinking enough water daily is fine, but I pretty much always do that, so it's not a great goal. Instead, I think once per week doing intentional mobility exercises, like with my yoga. And then relationships, definitely lunch with Hannah. I'm gonna text her right after this. And then I'm going to figure out when I'm going to Chicago next and make a plan. And then I want to get back to regularly reading The Artist Way together with Obes, and then go on at least one date. For me, I want to really focus on my weekly artist date. And one of my goals that I made with my therapist is to make Fridays a writing day for me where I just work on writing projects. That being said, I also, it's not like super possible for me to take all of Friday off. Like that feels really stressful, but I think I can prioritize doing a half day. So I'm going to do half day for writing on Fridays. And then I'm also going to book a writer's retreat and get a nonfiction book I'm excited about. Okay. Career, what I do know is I'm going to launch a 3-month coaching program. My battery died, I had to start fresh. So I'm gonna launch a 3-month coaching program. I'm going to also pitch 5 brands for collaboration and pitch 5 dream podcast guests. Yeah, that's a good place to start. I think that's good goal setting. All right, now I need to go in and plan a little more in my journal for, we're gonna do our ideal day, ideal week, vision, and quarterly plan. Let's go. Windows open time. It feels so good to be able to open the windows. I had lunch, I had a coffee break, or we're gonna have a coffee, but I wanted to get into pulling cards together. This deck is by Chrissy Bentley. She just put them up for sale. I'm super excited about it. It's her chakra deck. I like to do a chakra reading. I said once a quarter recently, but I do it once a month. So that was like a lie, not on purpose. But yeah, each color is dedicated to a different chakra. And so I just pull one for each chakra and journal on it for a little bit. Probably making this vlog way too long talking to the camera this much, but I don't know. I feel like I want to check in with you guys. So that's what we're gonna do. My chakra reading is, let's look at last quarter, where I was in December. So in December, my crown chakra was all about love is a verb, remembering why we made our commitment, realigning and committing to your values. And I feel like Obi and I did in the winter, just like even more fall in love and like commit to the process of being in an awesome marriage. And I feel like we had just a really rejuvenating season. I don't think we were in like a bad place before, but I feel like it was just a really good season for our marriage. My third eye was temperance or alchemy. It says co-create with spirit, get creative in your solutions, allow your life to support your work and your work to support your life. That's exactly what I think I did. Like sabbatical, by the time I finished sabbatical, I came back and was like rejuvenated. I felt like I had inspiration and ideas that came to me without me having to like force it. My throat chakra was confinement. Our fears and thoughts are so loud that our perspective is incomplete. So change your perspective and zoom out. My heart was hope. It says rebuilding is not only possible, it's inevitable, the light after the fall. And I think that's kind of how, like after sabbatical, after I was really in a bad place in terms of like being online, I didn't feel like I wanted to be on Instagram, and that's gone. Like it was kind of like I needed to allow myself to feel that, take a break, take some space, and I came back really excited to be there. My solar plexus was momentum. So sometimes things just feel too hard. We don't quit when things get hard. We release the baggage that holds us back. We recognize what isn't working and make necessary shifts. And that's exactly what I did during sabbatical. Sacral's contentment. We are not at the finish line, but we are a long way from where we started. What ifs start to arise here? We don't push those feelings aside. We let them be there and find peace anyway. True. Root was origin. Who were you before the world told you who to be? Connect to your truest essence. And I think that is like the little kid in me that was like an adventurer or creative who wanted to just like draw maps and write stories. And yeah, I think that is who I feel like I reconnected to. And then for spring, my crown was rest. It was like we rest for integration, we rest to combat overwhelm, take a break even if you were in the middle of something. So that definitely feels aligned. Third eye is abandon. Abandon, good enough for great, which is what I think I'm doing with like Enneagram and creativity, like talking about more like self-care, creativity, and the Enneagram is a tool for that versus just teaching the Enneagram in any form. And then throat is again confinement, as feeling trapped. Get creative in how you get out. I think I I feel trapped in a couple of ways. I feel trapped in like role of Enneagram teacher. I'm like afraid of letting that role go. I feel trapped in Asheville. Those are the main two things. And so that's like an interesting theme, because there's the next one on heart is separation. There's a way out, but we have to look around to see it. And then solar plexus was velocity. It says things will not always be this hectic, but we can ride it out. Allow yourself to expand into your potential. And I think this is where coaching comes in. Is thinking about adding coaching in, or having a season where I coach one-on-one. It's going to be really hectic. It's going to be busy. Trying to maintain what I do and having lots of meetings is going to be hard. But at the same time, I think it's going to be fulfilling. And sometimes like hard and like busy aren't bad if it's things that are fulfilling and make you happy. So I think that that's part of it. Sacral is togetherness, support others and let yourself be supported. And that reminded me of coaching as well, like that feeling of like, I want to be of help, I want to be of service. And then root was protection, and it says our momentum will feel at risk. Allow yourself to feel the threat and let it flow. And I think that that's definitely what I'm experiencing right now, which is like posting different kinds of content. There's content on Instagram that I know will work, will go viral, will grow my account, and I'm intentionally not making it. And in favor of making content that I want to make. And that's hard. It's hard to intentionally limit your momentum in favor of going in the right direction. It's very tricky, but I also have to like trust the process. Like I'm allowing myself to be more of who I am and allowing that to be part of my work. So in general, it's kind of like there's always a way out. It may be scary or hard, but trust the process and you are becoming new. So that was a good reading. It feels accurate. I probably won't talk through everything else that I do because like we have a whole day tomorrow of stuff. But what I am gonna do is sit down, write up my bucket list. Okay, this is my last check-in before I just kind of put my head down and focus on planning, because everything else is kind of like personal, like planning out my month, like in terms of like money, and then also content. I don't want to give any spoilers. So, but I did want to share with you my bucket list. So my bucket list for the spring of this year, I want to bake, specifically I want to bake an orange olive oil cake. I think that'd be fun. I want to paint. I want to take a self-portrait, like an intentional, like artistic one. I want to order a new book, watch a daytime movie, have a day where I wear my headphones all day and just listen to like a soundtrack of my life. I want to go flower picking. I want to try a new workout. I want to plant something. I want to go on a picnic. I want to try a new beverage. I want to write a love letter, and that love letter can be to my partner, it could be to me, it could be to coffee, you know what I mean? It could be like a playful writing exercise. It doesn't matter. I want to meal prep. This is something I try to like do it every spring just because it's like a fun activity. But also like I'm working with a company, I think for the podcast soon, that's a meal prep company, and so I'll definitely get to do that. That's gonna be so fun. I want to read outside. I want to go somewhere new. I want to choose a renewable replacement. I do this every May. I pick like one thing that I am kind of wasteful about and try to replace it with a renewable, like a better, more sustainable option. So like last year I set the goal to always use cloth bags, which I would say I did like 95% of the time. So I feel really good about that. Build a birdhouse. I thought that would be fun. And to put your bare feet in the grass. So that is my spring bucket list. And then, yeah, we're going to fill out this page. I'm going to do my content plan. And then I'm just going to plan out my tasks for next week while we're here. But I probably won't talk to the camera again today just because we have a big day tomorrow. So I want to make sure we have time in the vlog to even share it. Yeah, so let's do it.